The Women's Leadership Program is titled the EJS Women's Leadership Program, and that's in honor of Elizabeth J. Summers. And one of the first things we do with students coming into the program is introduce them to that history and that legacy. We're very proud of the work of Elizabeth J. Summers. She started in 1875, and she was committed to educating women, getting them prepared for college. And she thought that women had to be educated citizens, conscious and aware of current events, participating in the community. We value the same basic tenets that she put in place, educating women, making them committed citizens, learning to live together, work together in a supportive environment. And we believe those values are the linchpins, the strength that WLP continues to hold and carry forward.
It's a community built around a shared mission of promoting women's leadership through academic achievement.
Well, I hope this doesn't sound, big-headed or arrogant, but I do think we get brilliant students. Because we are a select program, we have the luxury of being able to pick really excellent students.
When they come into the program, they might think they know exactly what they're going to major in for 4 years, but typically the student is still exploring. So with WLP, the 4 cohorts do not require that you declare a major in that area.
And students who may have been quieter or shy and not really willing to speak up in class find their confidence in this small class with students they're comfortable with, and that they can take that into other classes as they move on and feel, I have something important to say, I have something valuable to say, and I'm going to say it.
I think most freshmen are afraid to talk to their professors, actually, and here they don't have that option. It's nothing like the standard freshman experience.
The Women's Leadership Program is a year-long living and learning program for first-year students. They apply, it's a selective program from all different colleges at the university. They identify one particular cohort discipline area that they're going to study in. So we have 4 different cohorts: the International Arts and Culture, Globalization, Economics and Business, Science, Health and Medicine, and International Politics.
So I'm Jillian Mador. I was GW class of 2011, and I'm currently at GW Medical School, class of 2015. I'm a third-year medical student on my surgery clinical rotation right now. The program was great. Every student came from a different background in terms of what they were interested in and why they chose science cohort. So it was kind of great to have that diversity just within the cohort. My recommendations for medical school came from my WLP professors, and so that faculty support was really crucial in getting into medical school.
I mean, I've known them for a month, and I could write a letter right now for every single one of them and talk about their personal characteristics, and I've never been able to do that in a month for anyone.
The thing about WLP is it gave us a gateway to go out and see the city in a way that we wouldn't have if we were just, incoming freshmen.
Part of their experience of coming to George Washington University and in the Women's Leadership Program is being right in Washington, D.C.
Going to an art museum and interacting with what you've been learning about really puts the pieces together. It's brought me out into the city in ways I would never have experienced otherwise.
We got to speak to a lot of really prominent women leaders in all types of fields. That allowed us to build our confidence up because we could interact with them so closely and so regularly, and it gave us some real resources moving forward.
We look for students who are willing to take that journey in the first year, who are willing to share with each other and with the faculty. There is trust and support and a positive groundwork that they can help build. We lay the foundation, but they have to build that community with each other.
A graduate teaching assistant is there to support the students. You act not just as someone who's grading their papers, but taking what we're learning in the classroom and helping them to see how it connects to the rest of their lives and see why it's significant.
The best part about WOP is just the hallway and how you can come back in and everything's just thriving. Like, there's music playing, everyone's doors are open. Like, it's just that hallway community that became such a rock and such an important part of my experience for my first year here.
So tonight I was gonna kind of give an introduction on art history and maybe some of the general art movements over the years, kind of breaking them up by century. So the reason why I think this is all important is because these are ways of expressing ideas, which I think is so imperative for scientists to be able to do. So not only in an emotional way, you know, connecting to average everyday people, but in a spatial way, manifesting your ideas in a very tactile way, I think is a really important skill to develop.
Every paint starts with a pigment and a medium. So watercolor is not actually made of water, which is kind of what I thought in the first place. It's actually made with honey.
Yeah, they've actually found honey in Egyptian tombs that are like, you know, 3,000 years old, and it's fine. It's not spoiled. Science is a hugely, hugely creative field, and people like to say, oh, it's all rote memorization. Science and math, physics, it's boring. But really, science is all about the, you learned it, now what? You know, and these students are really going to be able to answer the now what question, or even better, formulate the now what question.
The WLP Symposium is a weekly seminar, and we invite different women leaders to come in and speak with our students. These women have achieved a certain status within their field, and they share the work that they do currently, but they also trace back and tell the students how they got to their positions. So it's giving the students the opportunity to see what they need to put in place to have that opportunity when they go out for internships.
We had Athena Jones come speak to us. She's a journalist from CNN, and she works specifically in Washington, so it was amazing to see what her not-so-ordinary life is and what she does with her career.
Another notable moment came late in the primaries. This is when I switched to then Senator Obama's plane, and I convinced him at one point to play Taboo with us. Have you heard that game? Somehow I convinced him to play with us. Press versus campaign staff. Of course, they beat us twice. And it was a really great moment to get a glimpse into how this man, who we had no idea then would later become president, how his mind works and how competitive he and his team were. Even was just a fun game of Taboo.
It was amazing because it really encompassed what WLP is about. We get to meet people face to face that we wouldn't normally get to see in a lifetime. She's gotten from being an undergrad like we are to being a woman leader to that it's what we aspire to be. It's someone to look up to, and it makes me feel like goals can be achieved.
Well, what I think is really interesting is that this is clearly a self-selected crowd. People didn't have to join this program, to apply to this program, and so I think that that's what's so exciting, is having a really, really engaged crowd. So people, you know, people are interested, that they're listening, and the number of questions, the kinds of questions. You have a lot of young, confident women who clearly have a sense of where they want to go in life, and I think that that's really exciting.
It's such a diverse group. I know everyone says GW itself is so diverse, but WLP is especially. And I know my roommate and I and other girls in the hall, we really bonded. It's great. I love them.
I don't think I would be where I am today without the foundation of this program. Some of the relationships that I formed in this program and the opportunities it provided me were instrumental in my whole college experience and even beyond.
To see our students from the first year, the growth is amazing, but then from the sophomores, juniors, and seniors, to see how they take ownership in different organizations on campus and then into their internship. And they always come back to us because they want to share with us those opportunities that they've had. We swell up with pride for their work, for their achievements. And that makes our work so much easier and enhances, broadens what we're doing. Over the 20 years, it's just been a joy to watch.
When I think of what the program's done for me, I've always wanted to be an effective communicator, but was uncomfortable giving a speech or speaking out in public. And this program gave me the confidence to be able to do that. And they gave me opportunities to speak out loud, to speak in front of a group. I had this group of women behind me that led to step after step where I was able to even be a commencement speaker when I finished college. And I don't think I would have been able to have those opportunities or had the confidence had I not had the support or the encouragement of the program.